A woman's reproductive cell is commonly called an egg, but the correct term is oocyte. Likewise, a man's reproductive cell is widely known as a sperm, but the preferred term is spermatozoan. Following the release of an oocyte from a woman's ovary in a process called ovulation, the oocyte and spermatozoan join within one of the uterine tubes, which are often referred to as fallopian tubes. The uterine tubes link a woman's ovaries to her uterus or womb. The resulting single-cell embryo is called a zygote, meaning yoked or joined together. After travelling down the uterine tube, the early embryo embeds itself into the inner wall of the mother's uterus. This process, called implantation, begins 6 days and ends 10 to 12 days after fertilization. Cells from the growing embryo begin to produce a hormone called human chorionic gonadotropin, or HCG, the substance detected by most pregnancy tests. Approximately 24 to 30 hours after fertilization, the zygote completes its first cell division. Through the process of mitosis, one cell splits into two into four, 3 and 4 weeks. The body plan emerges as the brain, spinal cord, and heart of the embryo are easily identified alongside the yolk sac. Rapid growth causes folding of the relatively flat embryo. This process incorporates part of the yolk sac into the lining of the digestive system and forms the chest and abdominal cavities of the developing human. By 4 weeks, the clear amnion surrounds the embryo in a fluid-filled sac. This sterile liquid, called amniotic fluid, provides the embryo with protection from injury. Following implantation, cells on the periphery of the blastocyst give rise to part of a structure called the placenta, which serves as an interface between the maternal and embryonic circulatory systems. The placenta delivers maternal oxygen, nutrients, hormones, and medications to the developing human, removes all waste products, and prevents maternal blood from mixing with the blood of the embryo and fetus. The placenta also produces hormones and maintains embryonic and fetal body temperature slightly above that of the mother's. The placenta communicates with the developing human through the vessels of the umbilical. In the respiratory system, the bronchial tree is now nearly complete. The heart typically beats about 113 times per minute. Note how the heart changes colour as blood enters and leaves its chambers with each beat. The heart will beat approximately 54 million times before birth. Between 4 and 5 weeks, the brain continues its rapid growth and divides into 5 distinct sections. The head comprises about 1/3 of the embryo's total size. The cerebral hemispheres appear, gradually becoming the largest parts of the brain. Functions eventually controlled by the cerebral hemispheres include thought, learning, memory, speech, vision, hearing, voluntary movement, and problem solving. Primitive brainwaves have been recorded as early as 6 weeks and 2 days. By 6 weeks, blood cell formation is underway in the liver, where lymphocytes are now present. This type of white blood cell is a key part of the developing immune system. The diaphragm, the primary muscle used in breathing, is largely formed by 6 weeks. Hiccups have been observed by 7 weeks. Leg movements can now be seen, along with a startle response. Bone formation, called ossification, begins within the clavicle or collarbone and the bones of the upper and lower jaw. Although there is no air in the uterus, the embryo displays intermittent breathing motions by 8 weeks. By 8 weeks, 75% of embryos exhibit right-hand dominance. The remainder is equally divided between left-handed dominance and no preference. This is the earliest evidence of right or left-handed behaviour. The fetus can also grasp an object, move the head forward and back, open and close the jaw, move the tongue, sigh and stretch. Nerve receptors in the face, the palms of the hands, and the soles of the feet can sense light touch. In response to a light touch on the sole of the foot, the fetus will bend the hip and knee and may curl the toes. The eyelids are now completely closed. The fetal period continues until birth. Most fetuses suck the right thumb. Sections of intestine within the umbilical cord are returning to the abdominal cavity. Between 11 and 12 weeks, fetal weight increases nearly 60%. 12 weeks marks the end of the first third or trimester of pregnancy.